All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. And if you are ready to market listings, to generate leads, to grow your brand, to get more exposure, to get listings, to get buyers, then you're in the right place. This could be your listing. It could be a borrowed listing. It could be an open house. Today, I'm going to focus on just listed, but next week we're going to be doing open house next Tuesday. And if you have an open house coming up in the mastermind group, there is a post right here. Open houses are one of the best ways to get listings and buyers. This will link you to our cheat sheet. And here you can watch the most previous video we did. And there's a lot of other great tools here. So this will walk you through how to market that open house like for the week before, get a ton of leads, get a ton of people there, and then how to do the open house so that it's highly engaging. We got some tools in here that we're going to we share with you here. So for example, the seller showcase video. So putting this video on the TV or a laptop at the open house so that as people are walking through, they can see what a phenomenal marketer you are. So yeah, if you have an open house, go ahead and check out that post in the mastermind group. It's right near the top, so you'll see it pretty quickly. Go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment on that post as well. And I'm going to give you one more thing. Now I'm going to try to remember to share it towards the end of the webinar, but we're starting to do post-webinar surveys. So I really want to hear from you all about how the webinars were, what you expected, what you got, what your takeaways were, what you would suggest, right? Because this is for you, all right? I mean, it's for me. I love doing these. But if you're not getting the absolute maximum value from this, then we need to do better. So with that said, when you log into your Listings to Leads account, you're going to see the pop-up. So we got the affiliate program. If you click on that, it'll take you right here. Get going on that. Someone just today, they signed up and they said, "How did you hear about us?" And it was a woman, an agent, but they didn't use her affiliate link. It's killing me. Oh, it's blurry. I refreshed and it's okay. All right, maybe refresh. And you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to do this really quickly. Let me get off my Wi-Fi because I'm actually hardwired. Is this better? All right, let me know real quickly. Is it better? So yeah, refresh. I don't know how you refresh on maybe the browser or whatever it is, but yeah, refresh it. Let me know if we're okay. Sorry about that. Dan, all good. Okay. I appreciate that. Better. All right, awesome. I'll try to remember to make sure that we do that going forward. I hate these videos when they start off blurry. Oh. Anyways, let's just get into what we're going to be doing. And again, if you can do this with me, that would be awesome. And then if you got questions, ask them as we go through here. The goal is to make us a household name. The goal is to generate buyer leads. The goal is to generate seller leads. The goal is to get this property sold. And so when you, if you don't have the listing in your account, you can either grab it, you can add it manually. So for example, it might be coming soon, it might be new construction that's not in the MLS or available for grabbing. And if you need help with any of that, get with our support team. They are more than happy to help you out. And I got a just listed property here that we're going to be doing today. And what we're going to walk through will work for coming soon, just listed, active, and open house. Now, the only difference with an open house is there's more activities because we got the open house itself, not just the marketing of it. And that's why I gave you the link, or I showed you where that was in the mastermind group. All right. Start marketing that open house today. Don't wait until Thursday to start marketing the open house. Start doing it today. In fact, average cost per lead for an open house last week was $4.20. Name, email, phone number, time frame to buy. Would you like my ultimate guide to buying a home? And do you have a home to sell? And depending on the listing, if it's a medium to higher end listing, the number of people that have a home to sell really increases. So I was seeing anywhere from 20 to 50% of people saying yes to having a home to sell, which is absolutely awesome. Oh, Lisa, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. But everybody else seems to be better, right? So everybody else is still good. Now, the first thing I'm going to do before I go marketing this listing, I'm going to click where it says edit right below the address. So I'm going to click on edit. And there's really three things, maybe four, that I want to pay attention to. One, photos. Rearrange the photos so that the top 4 or 5 are the first 4 to 5 photos. So I got the front of the house, kitchen, living room. This one has a wine cellar, and then the backyard. All right. Don't do the 3 photos of the front, 4 photos of the kitchen, so on and so forth. Because that way, when people are looking at your single property website, they're looking at the marketing. We want it to tell a story. We want to get people excited as quickly as possible. So just drag and drop to rearrange the order of the photos, and then click save, and then click regenerate the GIF. Okay. And then that way, everything is going to look beautiful because we got some different things that are going on. And if it's just if the first 5 photos are the front of the house, it'll be fine. But it's just better if you just rearrange the first 5. Even if you got especially if you got 90 photos, or 70 or 50 or 30 photos, and they don't see the backyard until the very end. A lot of times backyards really can help sell the house. And so again, we just want to put the best 5 photos as the first 5. Okay. Yes, this is being recorded, and I'm looking at myself here, and it's absolutely clear. So I hope it is clear on the recording, and everybody else says it is. So Ashley, I apologize for the bad experience. I'll try to figure out a little bit later why that might be happening, because I know watching fuzzy, blurry videos is just not a good experience. I apologize. All right, so photos is first, and if you got professional photos that you want to upload, boom, upload photos. Number 2, videos and 3D tour. If you have a property video, a 3D tour, you can add that right here. All right. And when I click on the property website right there, property website, you'll see, for example, I got a property video. I even have a 3D tour. Got my photos. I've got a 3D tour, and so on. Okay. So I can add a property video. I can upload the video. I can use a YouTube or Vimeo URL. And I've also got the embed code right there. The next thing here is seller information. And here, make sure we got the seller's name and email. So there's their email, the salutation. All right. Seller name, I don't really need to have that, but it's really the email and the salutation. All right. Make sure we got that in there because we got some tools that are going to be going to the seller. We want to make sure that they get there, and it makes it as easy as possible. All right. And then the last thing I'll mention, there's more obviously, but we don't want to spend all day in here. If you've got your listings to leads account going to your CRM, right? Go to your profile, CRM integrations. Make sure we got our tags proper, right? That way we want these leads to go into a follow-up. If you're using another CRM for follow-up, we got tags right there. And there's a section called CRM lead source. Different CRMs handle it differently. Again, if you need help, get with our support team. Where did you get the embed code? Embed code for what, Gwen? Oh, embed code. I'm sorry. That would be for like a 3D tour, like Matterport. Yeah. And if you need help with any of adding videos, adding a 3D tour, get with our support team. That's what they're there for. They're there to support you. So, it's easy to do it yourself, and it's probably quicker if you know how to do it and just knock it out. But if you ever need help, just send it to our support team, and they will get it done for you as quickly as possible. All right, let's go back to the main listings page And let's jump into the marketing from here, just so it's a little easier, because we got the big green button that says marketing tools. All right, click marketing tools. Yeah, there's a support button right here in your account. So support right there, click on that, and you can ask whatever you need to ask, and they will be more than happy to help you. All right. When you click the green market listing button for any status, it's going to drop you into the overview. If you haven't watched this little video, it's worthwhile. We have a step-by-step guide. You can click there. It's a great write-up. It's a great guide. We have a checklist, great checklist. You can download that. Helps keep track of what you're doing if you need that. And then you're already on the live webinar. So congratulations, you are with me right now. So let's get to it. Let's start going down this list, and everything I'm going to share with you will help you generate both buyer or seller leads, and sometimes both, like this ad right here. So we have an ad. Everything is customizable. I can customize the text. I can customize the image. We brought Facebook into Listings to Leads, so there's no need for the ads manager. We got the privacy policy. We got the special housing ad category. We got everything set up for you. It's going to default to the area of the listing plus 15 miles. It's got a lifetime budget. It's editable, but I like lifetime better. You really want to be going for $10 a day. All right, so $10 a day. It's going to default to 1 week, although, it's always editable. I can change the end or start date. I can change the template. So we have 21 different image templates. I can change the image, the color, the text in here by clicking edit right here. All right, but typically that should all be good. I'm just showing you because sometimes people, they like to know. I could upload a custom image right here where it says change image or video. I could add a video. So if you got a video that you want to use, you can use a video. And I'm going to show you one more thing, and that is in fact, let me show you this real quickly. If I click on past ads and view, let me show you one of my ads, because the part I'm going to show you next will make more sense if I show you this first. So we're going to look at an ad. All right, so here we go. Beautiful. So here's, for example, here's an ad on Facebook. And what is your time frame to buy? So we got name, email, and phone number on the next screen, but check this out. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives? Because this is a new construction just listed. Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Yes. Continue. And then it's going to be name, email, and phone number. All right. And then they click through that. They're going to go to the single property website automatically. I'm going to get the lead notification that I get, and the information for that lead in Listings to Leads and or your CRM, name, email, phone number, and selling time frame. And would you like the list of builder incentives? And would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Now, I customize those questions for this ad. Those are not the default. So I will show you the default and how you can customize them. So back here in the work area, open up advanced options, and then just click create new form. Super easy. And you're going to see the form questions are right here. So this is where, now by default, we've got what is your time frame to buy? But you can see there's a lot of other questions, right? You can select whatever you want. Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? Now, if they say yes, we're going to send it to them automatically. It'll be the guide from your Listings to Leads account, branded to you, your picture, your logo, your coloring. All right. So it'll be, and it'll automatically go to them. And if I go all the way down, do you have a home to sell? And these are, I can rearrange them. I can drag and drop. I can turn it off and try, use a different question. So you can take a look at these questions and turn them on or off as you so desire. So for example, especially if you're borrowing a listing, you might want to use, would you like to list a price reduced home for sale? So that we're kind of combining a price reduced home for sale ad with a listing ad. You could use, would you like to be notified of similar homes coming to market? Are you pre-approved? Would you like to see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance? All right. So we got a lot of other questions that could be appropriate. And then I can always come back up here and see exactly. So there you go. What is your time frame to buy? So just like you saw when I clicked on that ad a minute ago, right? Those 3 questions. So now it's, what is your time frame to buy? Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? Again, if they say yes, it will get sent to them automatically. You don't need to send it. And do you have a home to sell? Yes or no? Click create new form and just close advanced options. There's nothing else really you need there. And hit create ad. All right, super simple. Super, super, super simple. You don't need to edit anything. So you could literally just click the Facebook ad button. The only thing I would really recommend that you do is up the budget. 35 is a very, very low. All right. It's for Facebook ads. If you do any kind of research, you'll see that they talk about doing $10 a day. And I agree. And so that's the only thing you have to do. But if you wanted to change those questions, change the image, change the text, it's super easy and you can do all of that you want. Do you find more success with less questions? Christopher, so yeah, that was a major question I had when we first started thinking about this. And so for the longest time, I was just sticking with 2 questions. And now we've gone to 3, and the cost per lead has not gone up at all. The cost per lead has stayed completely still or, even. And the benefit now is, if it's not obvious to everybody, when you see the replies to the questions in your follow-up, make sure that you are addressing those questions and the replies where appropriate. So in the case, for example, if they say yes to having a home to sell, if they say yes to getting the ultimate guide to buying a home, if they said 1 to 3 months for time frame to buy, well, then my follow-up will be informed by those replies. So I might say to you, for example, thank you for requesting more information about my listing at 5530 Douglas Boulevard. I saw that you're thinking about buying a home in the next 1 to 3 months, and that you do have a home to sell, and also want to make sure that you got the ultimate guide to buying a home that was sent to you, right? So, and that's where, if you asked, would you like to get a list of price reduced homes for sale? Would you like to be notified when similar homes come on market? Would you like down payment assistance information? So those questions are great, because now when I follow up with you, all right, I can refer to the fact that you said yes to the list of price reduced homes for sale, and I can find out what area are you looking for? Is there anything about the home you're looking for, so that I can get you the best list possible and not waste your time sending you everything. And then, hey, if they don't respond after a couple of efforts, then just set them up with a IDX search for homes similar to the one they clicked on. All right. So this will help you 2 to 3x your follow-up engagement is with these 3 questions. Okay. So Christopher, great question. And that was a major question I had when we started with all of this. So yeah, thank you for the question. It's completely understandable. Now, if your CRM does not have AI text follow-up, make sure you sign up for ours. It's phenomenal. John Summers, who a lot of you may know, he just closed at the end of January or end of December a open house lead that came in. The open house lead responded to the AI text, and I think it took about a week or so. The AI text qualified. John followed up, got a hold of the buyer, showed a couple of properties, wrote an offer, and closed on that at the end of December. So very, very nice return on investment with the AI text follow-up. You still want to make sure that you follow up. So having the AI text follow-up here, and you just click here, subscribe, and then go through. It literally takes about 60 seconds to set that up. Yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, again, you want to make sure that you still follow up as normal. But the beautiful thing about the AI text is, most people are not going to respond right away. All right. And so the AI text will stay persistent for like 6 months or longer. All right. So you really want to make sure that you're using that. All right. Next up, social media posts. This will happen automatically typically. But if you need to come in here, again, I can edit the image here. I can, just like before, I can edit anything I want if I need to. You really want to make sure that you're doing this. Not a massive lead generator per se, but for example, it does help with Google. All right, whether it's from social content, the PDF guides, the listings, having that up on Google is phenomenal. It does not replace other things that you should be doing on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, whatever platforms you're focusing on. This is not the end all be all, but it is something that you want to make sure that you are that you've got going on. And what's great is when the posts go up, people click the post. So like on Facebook, you can have a landing page that it goes to. You can have the single property website like I do, and they can get to your listing. All right. Beautiful. Absolutely awesome. The next two items are for the seller. So if you are borrowing a listing, this will not be for you. But if it is your listing, you've got to make sure, all right, please make sure. We have a social media post that will get on the seller's wall. We are also, I'm going to give you a little role play to script so that you call the seller up, you get them excited about sharing this. And this will be, imagine this on the seller's page promoting you and all of their friends, everybody that knows them. Again, they click through to the property website, and there's so many things they can do here. They can check out the photos, the videos. They can download your 100-point home marketing plan. They can get a home value, right? They can request information about buying a home. All right, so these property websites are just absolutely gorgeous, right? They can they can get a home value, and because they know the seller, they can download the flyers, they can download the PDF guides, and because they know the seller, you're already 1 or 2 degrees closer to them than if they were an absolutely cold lead, like if they didn't know who you were, right? They don't know you, but they know the seller, and the seller knows you. The seller has hired you to get their home sold. So you got that great association. All right. And so we want to make sure we get the social media post to the seller. And there's an e-flyer that the seller can share as well. And remember those first 5 photos that are rotating through? So whether it's the YouTube video, whether it is the e-flyer, whether it is the social media post, right? All of that will look just absolutely gorgeous if we do the setup properly. All right, so what do we do here? What we're going to do is click on the green. It may say add seller info, but if you already added the seller's info, like I showed you under edit, just click send to seller and click send. And just do the same thing for the e-flyer. Just do them both together. Send to seller, right? That'll autofill, send, and you will be CC'd. So you're going to get a copy of these 2 emails. The seller will get the emails. And you're going to call the seller up, and you're going to say something like this. Hey, Evan, Scott here. Just want to let you know we're doing a lot of great marketing for your property, and it's on Zillow, it's on Realtor.com. We just got some ads on Facebook and Instagram going out. It's on our social media, and we have a lot more things that we're going to be doing. But I just sent you a couple of things to share, one to share on your Facebook page and also one to share via email. Because in this crazy market, we don't want to leave any stones unturned. And you likely know people who know people that would love to buy a home in the area. All right. And while you're at it, if you belong to any Facebook groups or Nextdoor, go ahead and post it on there as well. All right. The more people that we can get to see your home and share your home with other people that they know, the more opportunity for great offers that we're going to be getting. Super easy. Super, super, super easy. Can you show how to change the link in the ad? It's grayed out and just has a view button next to it. Evan, I'm sorry, what do you mean? In the Facebook ad? Let me see here. If I go to advanced options, where are you looking at? Oh, in fact, under, I think it might be under create new form. Let me see. Yeah, completion. So you can change the link right there. Yep. Does that answer your question? All right. Cool. All right. So the next step. So get these to the seller. Get these to the seller if you are the listing agent. And it just makes you look like a rock star. All right. And imagine I want it on my seller's page at just listed. I mean, if you do coming soon, I want it on as coming soon as well. But I want it as just listed. I want it if I do an open house. And then when it goes pending, it'll happen again. And it just sold, it'll happen again. So it creates this beautiful campaign via the seller on their social media and on email. And so it's going to, all of their friends and the people they're connected to are going to see that we listed their home, we did an open house, and that we got it pending, we got it sold. So they're going to see us multiple times. It's going to just be amazing for our branding, but it's also going to be amazing for our lead generation because you're going to get people clicking through and signing up for either a PDF guide. Maybe they sign up for home value. Maybe they sign up for following the home. They're going to get into your database via the seller sharing it. All right. And again, they don't know you, but they know somebody who worked with you. So it's almost like getting a referral from the seller. So make sure you're doing that. All right. Nearby homeowner letter. In fact, we've got clients, I'm telling you, use these letters. Okay. They're downloadable. You can print and mail through listings to leads. They are editable as well. But what I would just do, I'm going to click download PDF, the PDF, excuse me. And I'm going to pop it up right here. And here is the letter. And it's just talking about the fact that we want to let them know that 5530 Douglas Boulevard in Folsom just listed. They can get more information at, and we give them the URL, the text code, and the QR code. And then below that, it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. And it gives them another domain, gives them a little bit of a area update. So you can see where it says update 22 homes sold in Folsom in December 2025. And all of that is editable. If I want to edit that, I can. People scan the QR code or send a text code. The single property website that comes up also has the home value in there as well. So these are phenomenal. I just talked to one of our clients and he said after like 5 years of using these, he still uses them. He still uses them and gets listings. So he will send out, depending on the neighborhood, anywhere from 1 to 300. He does it at just listed and just sold. So he'll send it out twice. He does not use our service for mailing them. He has his own printer, but I would use either like Thanks.io or Zaire Mail. You want to use a service, all right? You want to use a service that has the ability to do a handwritten font style on the envelope. Does that make sense? So you can do it yourself. If you got a printer at home that does it, that would be phenomenal as well. But these letters are amazing. All right. They're absolutely amazing. If you've got in fact, let me bring up, so for example, if you got, and we have an affiliate link for My Plus Leads that if you want it, get into the mastermind group, and I'll share it in the mastermind group. you actually get 6 months of back data. And so if I log in, I could pull a list, right? Neighborhood data. I could pull a list of like likely to move with different criteria. So I could say, give me all the homes that are over X number of dollars that, where they've lived in the property for 5+ years, and, use the likely to move option in here. And that'll actually do a lot of that stuff for you. And that way I can pull a list of 100 homes, right? The closest 100 homes to the listing, and that will give me the addresses so I can do the mailing. That will give me the phone numbers so I can do circle prospecting. And I just saw a post in another Facebook group. They were talking about do people do cold calls, and the most common response that was positive was the circle prospecting around a listing, because you're providing essentially a service. You're giving them a did you know, right? Did you know that the home down the street was for sale? And I just, for example, if you send out the nearby homeowner letter and then you call those same 100 homes, you can make the circle prospecting script. In fact, and we do have postcards, right? So we got postcards are awesome. Door hangers. I love door hangers. In fact, the door hangers are very similar to the letter. In fact, door hangers might be one of my favorites because they're colorful. They sit on the door. They have all the same information as the letter, just like the postcard. The postcard, the letter, and the door hangers, they're all very similar in the call to actions, right? We're letting them know about the property for sale. It's got the text code, it's got the QR code, and then it lets them know when the home is sold, it will affect their home value. And you can even see here on the door hanger, there is the text that they can send to get their home value. In fact, I will drop this into the chat. Don't do it now. And in fact, you know what I'll do? I don't want to distract everybody. So I am going to drop that into the mastermind group. And after this call, I'll go back and I'll tell everybody why I did that. But for all of you on this call, after you get off here, go text 182-141 to this number and see what happens. It's really cool. All right. And it's on the postcard as well. So one of the best ways to get listings, if you're doing an open house, what I recommend is door knock. All right. Door knocking is so powerful. And using the letter is a great way to invite the neighbors to the open house. And you can even door knock for just listed or coming soon or active. And I'm telling you, take one of your presentations with you from listings to leads. If you got it for that home, even better. If you don't, just take one of your general ones and have this with you when you're circle prospecting or when you're door knocking. And then that way, as you talk to people, right, depending on the time of day, you're going to talk to people. And if you've got this with you, it is so powerful. It's such a great conversation starter because as you're talking to them at the door, right? So you got the letter. All right, let me go back to the letter. And you could door knock with a postcard or door hanger too, right? You could door knock with the door hanger. And if they're not there, you just put the door hanger on the door handle. So back to the letter, let me just bring it back up. Oh, that's the door hanger. So imagine I'm door knocking. I got the letter. I knock on your door. I take a few steps back. You come to the door, right? So, and I just say, hi, just want to let you know that 5530 Douglas around the corner just listed for sale. My name is Scott. I'm the listing agent for it. And I just want to make sure that you knew about this property and hand them the letter. All right, just hand them the letter. I've gone door knocking a few times with people. I don't think I've ever seen someone refuse to take the letter. All right. And when they weren't home, they use these little bags like this, right, where you can put it on the door, or even with a rubber band. Again, you could do it with the door hanger. But if you also got this with you, right, and because a lot of times they're going to say, what is it listed for, or I know them, or they're, they might say, how long's it been on the market for? They might ask you something else. Um, and so if you've got this with you, right, it's not hard. It's actually really easy to be able to have an excuse to show them, yeah, and this is our 100-point home marketing plan. You can see here, we do a lot of great marketing for the properties in the area. And if you like one, I could actually send you a copy via email, or I could mail you or drop off a copy for you later, right? Just so you can have one, even if you're not interested in selling right now. So, because what we know is we want to get these to homeowners, right, in any way possible. That's why when you have an open house, you want to print these up and have them at the open house. So any homeowner coming through, any neighbor coming through, will have access to be able to look at this, because this is one of the most powerful tools for engaging sellers and homeowners. All right. So hopefully all of that made sense. And then getting back to the circle prospecting thing here, right? When I mentioned earlier that I was looking at it was either this morning. Yeah, it was this morning. And so they were talking about cold calling, and circle prospecting around a listing was the response most given to be both easy and fruitful, right? Beneficial. Having an open house for my listing this weekend. I want to bring the print. Don't see it since it's active status. So, yeah, Evan, what you might want to do. Hold that thought. I'll get to it at the towards the end, because I've actually, there's a few different things that you can do, and I'll show you. So here's the script. All right. So if we did a mailing, or if we did door knocking, or even if we didn't, all right, there's a version. If you did, the first one on the left. If you didn't, there's a version on the right. And so we're going to call up, all right? We're going to call, again, I'm using My Plus Leads. I'm using a Red-X. I'm using Vulcan 7, right? I've got the phone numbers scrubbed against the DNC. And so I'm going to call you up, and it's just letting them know, right? Hi, Frank, this is Scott with XYZ Realty. Just want to let you know that 5530 Douglas and Folsom just listed and is pretty close to you. And I just want to make sure that you knew that. Right. So if you sent the letter or postcard or door hanger, you'd reference that. And here's the kicker, right? At the end of the call, you're going to let them know at some point during the call that when the home sells, it will affect the values of homes around it. All right. So anytime a home sells in the area, all the home values will change, even if it's just a little bit. Would frank@gmail.com be the best email to send your home value update to once this closes escrow? You see how I did that? Because I've got his email. I've got his email through My Plus Leads or through Red-X. And I'm confirming it. I'm making an assumptive close that he's going to want it. A lot of people are going to want it. And it's a phenomenally easy way to get people into your database. Robert, there's no best way. I'm sorry, there's no best provider. My Plus Leads gets really great feedback from people, but they're all going to be a little bit hit or miss. It's just the nature of these kinds of things. So it doesn't matter who you use necessarily. Does that make sense? It's just which one you like the best. My Plus Leads is great, and we have an affiliate link. Which again, go into the mastermind group, ask me for it a little bit later, and I'll drop the link in there. And if you do sign up with My Plus Leads on our affiliate link, ask their support to give you 6 months of back data, in particular for those expireds and FSBOs, so that you can go after them. All right. So that was for the farm. All right. Again, letter, postcard, door hanger, pick your poison. And then circle prospect. It's the easiest cold calling you're ever going to do. Is it free from rejection? No, but it's got the highest percentage of not getting rejected. All right, so now we got our database, and we want to hit our database too. And so we got this phenomenal e-flyer. All right, the e-flyer is going to link to the property website. Just phenomenal, right? It's going to show how we're not, don't send people to your IDX. That's sad. That's very, very sad. especially the people in your database. I want to show off. I mean, this is just gorgeous. I want them to look at my marketing and go, man, this is the kind of marketing we want, right? When we get ready to sell our home. And then it's going to let them know that, again, similar, when this home is sold, it will affect your home value. They click there, they go to the the home value landing page, which is completely editable. They can drop in their address, boom, get a home value. When people fill out this landing page, they will automatically get a home value update the first week of every month going forward. Excuse me. Does that make sense? So if somebody does fill this out, or one of the other property valuation landing pages, the first week of every month, they will get a home value update automatically coming from your account. Right? It'll just go out automatically. And you can always look at that in your account. So it's very, very awesome. You can send it through your CRM. You can send it through Listings to Leads. If you want to send it through Listings to Leads, you can turn on where it says send e-flyer. You can select which list you want to send it to. I'm going to say no, thank you. I don't want to bother everybody. And I can also send a test email. I can send it right now. I can edit the email. And, if you want to send it through your CRM, like Lofty, Follow Up Boss, whatever, just click on the e-flyer and copy the whole thing. I mean, we have the copy code option, and then go to your CRM and just paste it in there. Right? Just, save it, send yourself a test email, and look at that. It's gorgeous. Everything is dialed in. Even your Listings to Leads, lead gen signature at the bottom will be there. It looks gorgeous, right? Boom. Beautiful. So get the e-flyer to your database. I really, 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 really want to make sure, because here's the deal. Now we got a reason to call through our database. All right. We send the e-flyer, right? We send the e-flyer, and now we're going to call. And just call as many people as you can. Gwen, where's the copy code? It's right here where it says copy code. Right? Copy code. Now, the only difference between the copy code versus what I did is when I go to my CRM. So let's say I go back here. All right, I go to my CRM, and I can't just paste the code. It'll look like that. All right. So what you're going to do is there's one extra step. You're going to click the source or HTML icon. In the editor here, there's I got 2 rows and a couple of other on a third. Every one of your CRMs is going to be a little bit different, but it'll either be HTML like mine is, or source. So when you copy code, you got to click that first, then you put it in there, then you paste it in like I just did, right? And then you click it again. And now there we go. But it's actually just easier to just copy right from here. So again, I click in the email, Command A, Control A, whichever to select all, and then Command C or Control C to copy it. And then I just paste it right into my CRM. So easy. All right. So back to the database call script. I would send the email to everybody, my seller leads, my homeowners, my home buyers. I would send it to everybody. It's gorgeous. It looks phenomenal. They can click through to see the property website. That looks beautiful. There's a lot of great resources there. They got the home value landing page below it. Looks great, right? Just looks super. But you want to call maybe 5 to 10, 10 to 20, depends on you, depends on your database, depending on the time that you got available. But we want to stay in touch with our database. We don't want our database to A, forget about us, to B, think we don't care about them. All right. We don't want to just rely on email and social media only, all right, to stay in front of our database with. I want them comfortable hearing from me. Even if I leave a quick little voicemail, right? Because it's going to make them more comfortable with me. And of course, I want them very comfortable with me when they're ready to buy or sell. And so by calling them up once in a blue moon is really going to help that. So it's a great little script. So I would, hi, Gwen, Scott here. And just want to let you know that 5530 Douglas and Folsom just listed for sale. I sent an email with a link to the property website with all the photos and details. And I just wanted to make sure you got that. Now, you can paraphrase this as much as you want, but you can tell it's just a great little, again, it's a did you get, I'm staying in touch. I'm keeping you informed about what's going on. I'm not asking you for anything. With the way the market is now, I just want to make sure to let you know about this. Please let me know if you'd like any more information or, maybe schedule a showing. And the person you call is going to fit into one of these three categories. Either they own a home in the area, they own a home not in the area, or they're a buyer lead. So if they're a buyer lead, right, and you don't have them set up yet for an IDX or your VIP list of coming soon and off market, your deals of the week, that's a great time to ask them, hey, can I add you to my VIP list of coming soon and off market listings? If they own a home not in the area, right, I would go, I don't know if you're interested, but I do free CMAs for all my clients and VIPs. And I know you are not looking to sell, but I would love to do one for you just to help you keep tabs on what your home equity and your home value is doing. And it's also good for me because it just keeps me informed of what's going on. All right. Would Gwen@gmail.com be the best email to send that to? Right. So I'm letting you know what's going on. I'm contextualizing it with, just homes in the area or the market in general. And then I'm making an offer to you that's quick and easy. I'm prefacing it with two things that are important. All right. I do free CMAs for my clients and VIPs, number one. And then two, I know you're not looking to sell, right? I know you're not looking to sell. So I'm not going to talk you into selling. All right? I know you're not looking to sell, but I would love to do one of the reports for you because it's going to help me stay in touch as well. Good subject line suggestions to avoid auto delete. Dan, what do you mean by that? That might be a good question for the mastermind group. But yeah, let me know more and I'll see what comes up. Is there an easy way to test connection from L to L to Lofty? I have two logins. Christopher, I think the easiest thing for any of that is just connect it as you think appropriate. I mean, you could ask Lofty support which one is the correct one. But regardless, and I would always do this, after I get my connection, I would just go in and fill out one of the landing pages or a lead form somewhere. Try to use an email that's not the one on your Lofty. So if you got if it's, Christopher@paseo.com, you might try your Christopher. I mean, that's in your Lofty, right? Your Lofty login email. Then I might try a different one, like my Gmail one or something else, or maybe my significant other's email or my associate's email, just so it'll help me see if that connection worked and the lead flowed as I expected. All right. All right. A couple more things here. Oh, 11:48. Perfect. All right. Short form video script. Again, free, easy, and very, very powerful. And here's the thing, whether you do it as an Instagram story, a TikTok story, a reel, a post, okay, there's a lot of ways that you can do this. You're not going to have too many videos. The problem that most of us have is we don't have enough content. We don't have enough scripts for the things that we are doing. We don't need to feel inadequate because we're not, looking like a Hollywood movie star. But the more of these types of videos that we do, the better we're going to get at it. So take the script, click send if you're on your laptop like I am right now, and I can just click send it to myself, open up the script on the phone. All right, so I got the script and I'm on the phone. If I want to use a teleprompter app, all right, we have a couple of teleprompter apps right here, and there's even a how-to. So if I don't know how to use a teleprompter app, there's a great little video right here that will walk you through. So you can watch that little video if you need to. So watch that. All right. Now, we've also got, if I go back to the overview, Instagram stories and TikTok. All right, check this out. This is so great. If I go to the overview and I go to the step-by-step guide, I'm gonna click learn more. And if I scroll down just a little, this is not in the system yet, but if I scroll down, there is a section, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Click here to see examples of Instagram stories. All right. And there's a little video here on how to do this. All right, a little video there, how to do this if you don't know how. But let me just show you. So regardless of the status, this works for any status. So just listed, coming soon, open house, active, pending and just sold will be a little bit different because of the call to actions that you're going to use. But this is an Instagram story, and I got a link to my property website. Right there for free. This is absolutely free. It literally takes barely a minute. And actually, I downloaded when I was doing my Facebook ad. You can download the image when you click change template. There's a download button there, and I love the reason I like this image for Facebook. Now, it's not. I'm not solely going to use only this image on Facebook, but one of the reasons I love it is check out that poll. I have a poll and a link, and it fits perfectly underneath the image in an Instagram story. So I'm not blocking the image all the way through. So I got a link, and then I got a poll. Looking to buy a home in the next 12 months? Yes, send me the home buying guide. No, I need to sell my home. If I go to the next one, all right, I got a link. Get the guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. And I'm using the kitchen. So right there, it's just a photo of the kitchen. And that's going to link to the landing page where they can download the guide. And another poll. Is this kitchen your vibe? And again, I got the video that walks you through how to do this. You can do video clips. So it doesn't have to be an image. It could be a video clip. I know I don't want a 3-minute video here, a 5-second, 6-second video, right? You just go to the front of the house and do a little pan like this. Absolutely perfect. All right. And again, this one's linking back to my property website. A different poll. Here's another one. All right. And that could say just listed, free ultimate guide to buying a home. So just a different guide for buyers. So, we have all those PDF guides and listings to leads that you could use. Just grab the landing page link from your listings to leads account. And then when you're doing the Instagram story, you can just drop in the link. And then below that will be customize. And I will show you, if you're in the mastermind group, search, I think if I search Instagram story, let me see if that pops up. Yeah. In fact, here's another example, but for using the 100-point home marketing plan. But you'll see when you're doing Instagram story, just click the stickers icon and you'll see link right here. So kind of like middle-ish, bottomish left side, it says link. So you tap on that on Instagram stories, paste in the link, and then where it says customize link text, you'll just, and you can do the same thing for the poll. There's a poll right here, right? And the poll is right above link over in the middle. All right. And that way you too can have links and polls on your Instagram stories. And it's absolutely free. All right. And again, that's all right here. When I click step-by-step guide under learn more. And you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just take my examples and just do yours. Front of the house on Monday, kitchen on Tuesday, maybe a master bedroom, bathroom on Wednesday, back of the house on Thursday, the deck on Friday, right? You can do different parts of the, so versus doing this whole, now you could do it. You should do a video, right? A video walkthrough would be great, but we want and need more content right? And so we can break up the images and the videos so that, because you think about it, even if you post a beautiful property video for your listing, the likelihood of 100% of your audience seeing it is so low, right? Maybe 10 to 20% of your audience will see any one piece of content that I put up. So I need to have multiple things to put up there. All right. I delete 80%, Dan. Well, that's where the phone calls come in, right? So if it's in a database, that's where the phone calls help out. Yeah. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast, right? People now, if I'm thinking about selling and I get an email from you, you know, and for, let's say, for the e-flyer to your database or from the seller, then I'm much more likely to look at it, because now I'm in the market thinking, oh, I want to, I'm thinking about buying, I'm thinking about selling. Oh, let me check out that home and compare it against my home. Let me check out that home and see if it might be something I'm interested in. Okay. So that 80% get deleted, that's fine, because 80% of the people are not in the market right now. But we still want to stay in front of them, because you never know when they're going to be in the market, right? There's really not an easy way, even when I use likely to move, let's say like via RedX or My Plus Leads, that's still a bit hit or miss. That's still a bit hit or miss. All right, so I got the single property website. Not much you need to do here, because we already link everything to it. But of course, if you want to just grab the link, right, property website, virtual tour right there. I do want to mention the listing flyers. These are phenomenal. Now, let me just show you. And Gwen, you should do this as well. Everyone should. Because I said I was doing just listed, you want to get this on your yard sign. These are some of the best leads out there. And I should have gotten to this part sooner, but we're pretty much done, right? We're just going to talk the yard sign is the last part. You want to get this on your yard sign. Just listed, coming soon, for sale. You definitely want to get the pending. All right. You definitely want sales pending, because you got 30 days of this being on that yard sign. Some of the best seller leads you're going to get. But I want every status to be at the top of the yard sign. And I want a flyer box. And I know it sounds old school, but I promise you, it's not. Our listing flyers, first of all, they're your brand colors, your picture, your logo. We got QR codes automatically on there. We got the text code automatically on there. We got the URL automatically on there. We got a call to action for sellers automatically on there. And of course, when the neighbors are walking the dog, or they're out for their evening or morning walk, and they walk by and they see just listed, or they see open house, or they see sales pending. Now, you should also, in addition to the listing flyers, you should, under sign riders, whether you order from us or do locally, I can click download and I can have this printed locally, or you can order from us. But I want this on my yard sign as well, because nobody calls the 10-digit number. All right, you got your beautiful picture, your 10-digit number, and nobody ever calls you. So I want to make sure you've got this. And we did a survey. Last time we did the survey was a couple of years ago. But I also saw something probably last September, October, in another mastermind group, where people were saying riders like this on a yard sign, again, return some of the best seller leads out there. And you'll also get some buyer leads. But these are phenomenal. So we got our yard sign, right? Just listed, coming soon, open house, sales pending. So every time the status changes, I want to change the rider on the top. I want to make sure I've got one of these below the arm, above my placard, all right, above the main part, because again, no one is going to call your 10-digit cell phone number, but you will get a lot more people sending a text message to get the mobile responsive virtual tour. They'll get it automatically. They'll be you'll get the phone number, so you'll be able to call back. But I recommend, again, getting the sign writer and the listing flyers on those yard signs. All right. Get those on the yard signs. We have other tools down here. If you want to post to your blog some people will take this and do a custom page at their website for the blog post. All right. Craigslist. That is still a thing. That is still a thing if you want to do Craigslist. We've got a QR code. We've got a traffic report that's going to be getting an upgrade at some point this year, which is, can't wait. It's gorgeous. And then the YouTube listing video. And you want to make sure that you're doing the YouTube listing video because it will normally come, not always, but typically it will come up on page 1 of Google for that address. So you'll knock out Zillow. Oftentimes you'll knock down Zillow and Realtor.com a peg. Because I've seen that video in as little as 15 minutes be number 1 on Google for a search of that property address. It's ridiculous. It's so phenomenal. Yeah. All right. Any questions about anything that we covered today? Again, everything I covered is appropriate for any of those statuses where the listing is for sale. So that might be coming soon, just listed, actives, or open house. I am going to put the post survey link in here again. I would absolutely love it if you could click on that link and fill that out a little bit later after we conclude. But anything, Christopher, Evan, Gwen, everybody else, anything I can share with you? This is recorded. In fact, it will be on our YouTube channel. So if you just go to our YouTube channel, I will put the link. I'll put a link to our playlist. And it will be available on our live playlist right away. And then we've got a webinar playlist that usually takes about a day to get up there. So yeah, that's on our YouTube. All right. And Gwen, that's so funny. Gwen says, this does so much more than I thought. Yeah, I'm seeing the platform does so much more than I realized. Yeah. I know, right? Yeah. And Gwen, you got the right idea. Becoming really, really good at marketing is not a one-time thing. It's a consistent thing. We want to make sure that we just do a little bit every day. All right. We don't want to make it where we get so far behind, because there's nothing worse. Of course, there's a lot of things worse, but for what we're talking about, there's nothing worse than having a listing and not marketing it effectively, because marketing a listing is one of the best ways to build your brand, to get in front of people, to engage people, both buyers, sellers, homeowners, neighbors. All right. Having that listing is like having a little piece of gold in our pocket. All right. It really is. And when you use the tools like we're talking about here, you're going to hit social media in multiple different ways. You're going to hit your database. You're going to hit the seller sphere of influence a number of different ways. You're going to have an amazing yard sign that's going to attract buyers and sellers. You're going to, I know there's something I'm missing here that I missed, but yeah, you're just going to have, so in every status, we do it again. All right. So at every status, just listed, I run through all of this stuff. And then when it goes from just listed to active, I'm going to do it again. And then if I have an open house, I do it again. And by the time you are 3 or 4 weeks into that listing, if it hasn't gone into contract or sold yet, you could have over 100 leads easy and a couple of listing opportunities. And then when it goes pending, all right, when it goes pending and then again at just sold, I'm gonna run the pending playbook. I'm gonna run the just sold playbook. And you literally should be getting, it is absolutely conceivable that you get 2 to 3 listings out of every listing you market with listings to leads. I mean, it really is. All right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So don't feel bad that you can't get it all done the first time you go through it, because it's going to be a little bit complicated. It might be a little bit out of your comfort zone. But if you just do a couple of things a day, spend 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's more than enough. This is not a thing where you got to be in here for 4 hours knocking it. No, you don't need to. If you're doing that, it means because you haven't logged in 3 months. Okay. One of the expireds I got, put it on the market 3 days, won at a contract. Glenn, oh my God, that is so funny. It's almost annoying when it goes into contract so fast because we don't get the opportunity to really get it as much as possible. But I'm telling you, the pending marketing, go to your association, get this on top of the yard sign if you can, and then that way, when all those neighbors are watching, and get a flyer box. Now, if you don't have the sign writer, at least get a flyer box. Put some of those pending flyers in there, because when people are walking by and they see the pending writer, and they see you got the flyers on the yard sign, you're going to get more of them picking up the flyers, and you will get some people scanning and texting. And those are some of the best leads, right? Those are some of the best leads. Yeah. Robert, can we kind of with yeah, the best is really, you can, but if you just go to the mastermind group, I'll be there as well. I'm in the mastermind group, Vince is in the mastermind group, support is in the mastermind group. And that way we can all kind of share and go back and forth. I mean, if you got something like support related, support's going to be the best one. But otherwise, yeah, just message me, just tag me in the mastermind group, 100%. And real quickly, last thing, and then we're out of here. If you go to get to the mastermind group, to get to our YouTube, go to the marketing calendar, and under resources, you will see Facebook Mastermind, YouTube. All right, we have Instagram, live webinar support, the blog. Our blog is getting really, really good. Our blog is getting really, really good. I'm not sure why it's linking to that. I should change that. But if I just go to the main blog, listingsleads.com/blog. All right. We've been working on our blog recently as well. So you'll find a lot of great stuff at our blog. A lot of great stuff right here. Right. My 46 pages of blog stuff. All right. We good? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Again, I would absolutely love it if you took a minute or two with the post webinar survey. Again, I just want to make sure that we are providing the best value to you. And if we're not, I want to make sure to know what we can do better. And from that, thank you so much. And again, get to the mastermind group, and we'd love to see you all there, and we'll talk to you soon.